Hi guys, this is the core workout video. Again, it's a HIIT workout, so 20 seconds on and 10 seconds off. Let's go.
That something wasn't right here. Oh baby, I shouldn't have let you go. And now you're out of sight, yeah. Show me how you want it to be. Tell me baby, 'cause I need to know now. I think
we don't need no sleep because the party don't stop. So put your hands on me and turn me on, turn me up. We don't need no sleep because the party don't stop. So put your hands on me and turn me on, turn me up. We don't need no sleep because the party don't stop. So put your hands on me and turn me on, turn me up. We don't need no sleep because the party don't stop. Put your hands on, put your hands on, put your hands on, put your hands on me and turn me high.
something. Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them wanna get used by you. Some of them wanna abuse you. Some of them want to be abused. Hold your head up, keep your head up, moving on. Hold your head up, keep your head up, moving on. Hold your head up, keep your head up, moving on. Hold your head up, keep your head up, moving on. Sweet dreams are made of this. Keep your head up, moving on.
She got a thin round waist and a big behind, the type of ass that'll make a hustler steady lose his mind. She got a thin round waist and a big behind, the type of ass that'll make a hustler steady lose his mind. She got a thin round waist and a big behind, the type of ass that'll make a hustler steady lose his mind.
Feel good, good, feel good, feel good.
Got a thin. type of ass that'll make a hustler steady lose his mind. She got a thin round waist and a big behind. The type of ass that'll make a hustler steady lose his mind. She got a thin round waist and a big behind. The type of ass that'll make a hustler steady lose his mind. She got a thin round waist and a big behind. The type of ass that'll make a hustler, 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 make a hustler, make a hustler, make a hustler. Cause when I feel you closer, closer, my heart is beating harder, stronger. Cause when I feel you closer, closer, my heart is beating, my heart is beating, my heart is beating, my heart is beating. Cause when I feel you closer, closer, my heart is beating harder, stronger. Cause when I feel you closer, closer, my heart is beating, my heart is beating. Whoa. Cause when I feel you closer, closer, my heart is beating harder, stronger. Cause when I feel you closer, closer, my heart is beating, my heart is beating, my heart is beating, my heart is beating, my heart is beating.
Hey guys, Shannon here, and this is your full body stretch. If you just follow along, feel free to pause at any time if you feel like you need to do the stretch for a little bit longer. So starting off, pulling the arm across, and same on the other side. You should be feeling the stretch here. Then you're going to pull your arm back behind your head. Again, you should be feeling the stretch on the front of your arm, just here. Leaning over at the sides, should be feeling the stretch down the side. And nice flat back. Reaching down to your toes. Try to get your nose to your knee, keeping your legs nice and straight. Reaching down through the middle. Again, keeping your legs nice and straight, and then repeat on the other leg. So nose to knee, legs nice and straight. Flat back. Pushing nice and tall. And reaching over again, feeling the stretch down the side of your body. Turn to the side so you can see. You're going to reach your arms through as far as you can to really get that stretch down the back of your legs. You can also do it with your arms clasped behind your back, leaning over, and you'll get an extra stretch in your shoulders. You try to reach your hands towards the floor. Just give your arms a little stretch out. And moving on. Give your ankles and wrists a quick stretch, just a few circles. So when you're doing this next exercise, they're warm. Crouching down, and you want to do 8 bounces in this shape. You should feel the stretch sort of in your calves, and then you can stretch up into a pike. Try to get your nose to your knees, legs nice and straight. Hold that for about 8 to 10 seconds and then repeat. This time you can reach with your arms behind, again trying to get your nose to your knees, that just increases the stretch. And the third time, if you really want to push yourself, you can clasp your hands behind and again try to reach your hands to the floor, giving your shoulders that extra stretch. All the while you should be keeping your legs completely straight as much as you can. Gonna sit in straddle, leaning over to one side, just try to touch your toes. And same on the other side. As you're doing this, you should feel the stretch all the way down your body here. Then you're going to turn to face one foot, and you want your nose to your knee. Make sure that your legs and toes are completely straight. There should be no gaps underneath your knees. And you're just going to walk your hands out to the front, aiming to get your chest and belly on the floor, not just your nose. Again, making sure that your toes are reaching upwards, not folding in towards the floor. Then going to do butterfly stretch. And to increase the stretch, you can sit up and lean over, trying to get your belly button to your toes. Still keeping your knees as flat to the floor as you can. Now going to move on to warming up splits. Start with box splits or middle splits. I'm going to do a side lunge. Trying to keep that leg nice and straight, making sure you feel the stretch in the hip and the inside of that straight leg. And same on the other side. This is my preferred way of warming up splits, but if you have another way, feel free to do that as well. I'm going to repeat the lunge on each leg twice. And for me, I'm pretty much stretched now to slide into splits. If you feel like you need a bit longer, feel free to pause the video, do a bit more stretching before joining me in splits. I'll face the side so you can see. You're going to slide down into your middle splits as far as you can go, keeping your legs in a nice straight line. Try to keep your bum also in that straight line. You don't want it to be going too far forwards or too far back. Get as far down as you can and hold it there. If you can get all the way down, you can either sit up, keeping your toes up and your legs nice and straight, or you can lean forwards, placing your chest on the floor. If you hold this position, stay in it. I'm just going to move to the front and show you a different angle. If you come out at any point, give your legs a wiggle and get straight back into it. So this is just from the front so that you can see legs are nice and straight. If you can, toes should remain up and so should knees, but eventually they will probably lean down towards the floor. Okay, we'll move on to warming up our front splits. Start whichever leg you like. And doing a front lunge, feeling the stretch in your back hip and leg. You can also place your elbows on the floor for a deeper stretch. And place your knee on the floor, lean back. And reach over that front leg, keeping it nice and straight and feeling the stretch down the back of your front leg. Back into your front lunge, this time reaching back to your foot, bringing it to your back, and you can feel the stretch along your quad. Then again, leaning back and leaning over that front leg, keeping it nice and straight and feeling the stretch down that front straight leg. At this point I'm warm, so I'm going to slide down into splits. As I said previously, feel free to pause the video and stretch for a little bit longer before joining me. Slide down as far as you can and hold it there. If you're all the way down, you can lean forwards, keeping your legs nice and straight as you do this. I like to do 10 to 15 seconds sitting upright, 10 to 15 seconds leaning forwards, and then 10 to 15 seconds leaning back. Flyers, this one is particularly good for working your scorps and your needles. And we'll warm up the other leg. Repeating everything that I just did on the first leg, so lunging forwards. I'm going to do it this time facing the front, just so you can see a different angle. So doing that front lunge, feeling the stretch along the back leg. Again, putting your elbows down for that deeper stretch if you want, and leaning back, reaching forwards over that front leg, keeping it nice and straight, nose to your knee. Leaning forwards again into your lunge, and again reaching back to that back foot, pulling it towards your back and stretching your quad. And once again, pulling back, leaning forwards over that front leg, keeping it nice and straight. And now I'm pretty much stretched to slide into splits. Again, if you want, feel free to pause the video and stretch for a little bit longer before going into splits. And I'll just repeat what I did on the other leg. So I'll sit up, holding that split, and then lean forwards over that front leg, trying to get nose to my knee, keeping my legs nice and straight as I do this. And then leaning back over that back leg. You can also reach your arms up and over as if you're trying to grab that back foot like in a scorp if you wish. We're done with splits, we're now going to move on to stretching out our back and shoulders. Starting downward dog position, pushing your armpits towards the floor as much as you can and feeling the stretch in your shoulders. Come up your hands forwards into seal stretch, trying to push your hips to the floor and your head back, feeling that stretch in your back. To increase the stretch, you can try to touch your toes to your head, or just remain in seal stretch if you feel like that's good enough for you. Pulling back to give your back a rest and stretching those shoulders a little bit more. And I'm going to repeat, going back into seal stretch, really pushing those hips into the floor, shoulders back, feeling that stretch in your back and preparing for bridges soon. Going to pull back again, trying to round your back out as much as possible, pushing it right up. To give your back an extra stretch, you're going to lean back and try to get your feet over your head to the other side, touching the floor. If you can't, don't worry, but you'll still feel this stretch. You can then slowly move your feet to the side and you'll feel the stretch down one side of your back. Move it to the other side and you'll feel it down the other side of your back. This is one of my favourite stretches for the muscles down your spine, particularly if they feel a bit stiff. And now you're going to be stretching your shoulders out a little bit more, reaching out behind you, and just really feel that stretch in your shoulders. Trying to keep your arms nice and straight. I'm now going to do some bridges. If you feel like you're not warm at this point, feel free to pause and carry on stretching. Going to push up to the bridge and hold it. As you can see, shoulders are over hands. You want your legs nice and straight, feet together. And if you come down, rock backwards and forwards to rock your back out. and we're going to do another one. This time you want to really be pushing through your shoulders, so you can do some slow rocks back and forth, pushing your shoulders over your hands as much as you can. Nice and slowly, do 8 to 10 reps. Rock your back out once more, and that is your stretching complete. Feel free to do any extra stretches that you feel like you need to do at this point.
So that's the end of today's conditioning video. Hope you enjoyed that. Hopefully you got a good workout. If you have any questions or any queries, we're going to be posting these videos in your groups. So please comment on there or send us an email and we'll be happy